Hey, what's up guys, it's Chloe here, and in this video I'm going to be doing a tier list on all of the rogues in Rogue Company. I'm going to be taking into effect how they do in Strikeout, how they do in Demo, and how they do in the competitive play. And also you have to remember that all rogues can be played well if they are used correctly. So just because I put your favorite rogue in D tier doesn't mean that you can't dominate with them. We're going to jump right into it, and we're going to start with Anvil. Anvil has Life Drain and Tenacity, which of course are great in all game modes. His gun is pretty strong, his shield is fun too. I think overall, I'm going to put Anvil into my B tier as he is a very niche character. He can do really well. You can also do nothing with him. I've never really had a problem beating an Anvil, but it's never really that easy to do it either. He's kind of just average in my opinion, so I'm going to put him in the B tier. Now we have Shock, and I think that Shock is pretty strong. Flashbangs are good. You can flashbang and then overheal into it somewhere and just completely push it out. He has a Semtex though, and I think Semtexes are pretty weak in this game as of now. So I'm going to put him into my C tier. I don't really like SMGs either, so I think that that's where he ranks for now. Now we have Dallas, and Dallas's ability reveals an enemy, and then his passive, if he downs an enemy, he's allowed to reveal another, which is really strong if you're getting a lot of downs. If you're not getting any downs, you don't really have any nades or anything, so you have basically no utility. I think with all that being said, unless you're killing everything on the map, I think Dallas is definitely towards the bottom of rogues. Now you have Dima, and Dima is the frag grenade man, but the problem with that is he doesn't have tenacity himself. And I think that Dima would be super fun. He'd be used a lot more. He just had tenacity. You can just get killed by frag grenades so easily when a character like Dahlia or fuck. But it was at that point that I realized that Dahlia wasn't a part of it. So we're going to go back to Dahlia, and then we're going to go back to Dima. Dahlia just came into the game and completely broke it by being able to abuse Trench's passive. But Trench has a bunch of utility. She spawns in a pistol round with 2 frag grenades, and then the next round she has 2 smokes. That is just absolutely insane utility usage in all game modes. Having 2 frag grenades is nuts, and the MXR is a disgusting gun. Dahlia right now is S tier. She is so good, and I didn't even mention that she can res people in 2 seconds when she gets her 10k perk. That is broken. So now back to Dima. Great character, doesn't have tenacity. If he had tenacity, he'd be played more. So I think that Dima, with the K30 and a frag grenade, still belongs in the B tier, and also life drain, but no tenacity hurts. Now we have Glitch, and I think that Glitch is really strong against Trench, but really strong against Anvil. But Anvil you don't see played that much, so you're kind of gambling if they're going to take something that you can counter. If you have nothing to hack, then you're basically just useless. And the way that it works right now is basically blind picks. You don't know what anybody else is going to pick. So picking Glitch right now is kind of difficult. But I think that Glitch is probably in the D tier, to be honest. I just don't really know here. You just kind of have to pick and hope, and that's not really good for this game. Now we have Lancer, and Lancer is the absolute pub stomping machine. She can kill everything. She has life drain, she has roll on reload. If you're a good player with good aim, and you're playing against players you're better than, they're probably not going to stop you on Lancer. You can just reload instantly, and you never run out of health as long as you're downing people. I think Lancer is really strong. In competitive, she's not fully there, so that's why she's going to go into the A tier. Just because in competitive she has to be used really well, and there's only one person that can do that. Now we have Phantom. Phantom can one-shot people in the head, and at the top of the game there's a lot of Phantoms that won't miss your head if you give them an opportunity. So she's really strong in that aspect. But in public match, most Phantoms aren't hitting all their shots. I'm going to put Phantom into my A tier, as even if you're hitting body shots, you can still do work with Phantom. They won't regen any health. You have a frag grenade, which is super helpful as always. Frag grenades are insane. So that's why she's going to go in the A tier. She has enough to frag out, and she can definitely hold down some good angles. Now we have Ronin. Ronin is just really strong. That dart. When more people figure out that dart and they can shoot it and just insta-kill people, people are going to keep using it. They're going to keep exploiting it. That dart is going to be crazy strong for a long time. I think that dart alone, even if she didn't have a frag, would put her into the A tier. But since she has that, can't be seen on the mini-map, you have tenacity, that has to be an S tier character. There's just no if and or buts about it. Now we have Saint. Saint is probably one of the best rogues that doesn't get played enough in public match, but he's played in almost every single competitive match. Having the ability to res somebody not manually, so you can have 3 people shooting instead of 4, is just massive. And just getting those revives and strikeout will actually help you win a lot more games, because not enough people revive. If you're doing it, you're immediately putting yourself at a way higher chance of winning. I think Saint, with both of his guns being pretty strong, is an S tier rogue. Now we have Scorch, and Scorch was probably the most controversial part of my last one, because she did get a nerf after I posted it, and I did put her D tier. People didn't really like that, and honestly, after I played some more pubs after, I kind of agreed. I thought she was a little strong. But once I went into competitive play, I've noticed that she can be completely phased out of the game as long as you simply just back up when she pops her ability, or do basically anything you can to not take a gunfight against her, and you'll be just fine. Especially after the nerf that they had on her. Now she only has 10 seconds of usefulness. The rest of the game, she's not useful. I think that she is going right back into the D tier, and I'm ready for the comments about it, but that's just where she belongs. Now we have Talon. Talon is really, really strong against every single rogue besides Ronin and now Dahlia, because she can take Ronin's passive, so that'd be 2 people that he can't see on the map. But that is still pretty strong. His guns are both strong. C4, really annoying. And he has tenacity. Tenacity is huge. So in public match, he's pretty strong. In competitive play, he's pretty strong. Overall, he's pretty strong. So I'm going to put him into my A tier. Now we have Trench, and Trench is basically the fun filter on Rogue Company. He puts down trophy systems, so you can't nade. He throws tear gas, so you can't shoot. And then he throws barbed wire, so you can't walk. So he just basically makes everything that this game makes this game playable, unplayable. And then he also gives Dahlia 2 frag grenades, and if he goes up and dies, Dahlia can instantly res him. So Trench right now is really, really strong. Typically played on both sides of competitive matches, and he's not played much in strikeout, but if you do and you abuse your trophy systems and tear gas that you can get 3 of each on every single spawn, then he will be a very big problem there too. So Trench is obviously in the S tier. Nobody plays him in public match, but if people do, you'll notice he's very, very strong. Now we have Vi, who is another recipient of the D tier in my first video, and I sense I've definitely changed my opinion. I think that situationally and competitive, she's very, very strong. There's some maps where she just doesn't work because they're too wide. Can't really make any plays with it. So I think that she will go to my B tier, as she's pretty strong in most modes, or most maps, I should say. But in some maps, she just doesn't really work out. So here is my tier list video, updated to the latest Dahlia patch. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on what you want to see me do next. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.